All right, I'm going to show you how to solve a big system like this using the row reduced echelon form function on the TI84. It'll be a lot faster than by hand, so let's get after it. So I open up my graphing calculator here, and I'll just kind of slide this off to the side. I'll try to write the steps as I do it, but when I switch between writing mode and calculator mode, my writing will kind of disappear. But the very first thing you want to do, so kind of step one, is I want to enter all of my coefficients in a matrix form. And I want to make sure that I have it set up x's, y's, z's, and then constants or numbers before I do anything. This one's already set up nice for you. On the second example, I'll kind of screw it up a little bit and show you when it's a little harder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to enter in all of the coefficients in this system. So we kind of draw our matrix, and this x is a 1, so I have a 1 here. I have a -3 for the y, I have a -2 for the z, and a 5 for the constant. Next row, -1, 5, 2, -13. Last row, 1, 3, 2, and 1. So I have all of my numbers here. So this is what's called a matrix. And I'm going to enter those in on my calculator. So this blue writing is going to disappear real quick. So let me go over to my calculator, turn it on, and I'm going to quit out of what I'm doing right now. Let's just clear this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit second, and then you'll see the word matrix here in the left-hand column. And I'm going to click the X key right underneath it. And the first thing is I have to edit it. So I go matrix edit, and what I want to do is I'm going to hit enter. And right now it's already set up kind of nice. And that 3 and that 4, well, what that was, that actually showed the size of my matrix. And what it does is the 3 by 4 represents the number of rows by the number of columns. And so if you notice, you know, if these are the rows over here, we have 1, 2, 3 rows. And then if the columns are up here at the top, if I could spell right, we have 4 columns. So that's why I have to tell it how big I want it to be before I can start entering numbers in. So, you know, if you need to change that, you just kind of type in numbers and change it. Right now, mine's already set for 3 by 4. But if I wanted to go like a 2 by 4, I just hit enter, and you'll see it'll get rid of rows. But I'm going to go back, and I'm going to do a 3 by 4, and just hit enter every time. Well, now I'm down into the matrix, and now I want to start putting in all of those blue numbers I had. I can't really do the calculator and pull the blue numbers back up, so I'm just going to look at the equation, and I know it's 1, enter, -3, enter, -2, enter, +5, enter. And then it should jump down, +5, enter. So it looks like something happened. You can see right away my entries. I have 1, I have -3. My board is kind of sensitive here. -2, enter. And now I have the 5, enter. And it'll jump down to the next row. And this is -1. So -1, +5. Take your time here. This is where most mistakes happen. +2. And then -13 should be at the end. Enter. Row 3, that's 1, 3, 2, 1. So 1, 3, 2. It's way faster when you're holding the calculator in your hand. So now I have everything in there. I locked it in. So now what I need to do is I need to quit out of there. So I need to quit out. All right. So let me just kind of go back to our writing. Let me put a few steps in. So step 1 is you want to go second, matrix, and then edit. Okay. And then that's where you enter. You enter this. You enter all the numbers. You get all that stuff in. So that's edit mode. All right. Well, now step 2, I need to go back into the matrix. So I'm going to go second, matrix, And here I'm going to do the math. And I'm going to choose a function called RREF, row reduced echelon form. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So I'm going to go back to my calculator. I'm going to go back into the matrix. And I toggle over to math. And you're going to have to go down, I think all the way to B. And there's RREF. Hit enter. Well, now it's like, hey, what do I want to do RREF for? What am I trying to find? Well, I got to tell it where my matrix is. So I got to go back into second matrix. And you'll see that the 1 is highlighted. So I can just hit enter, and it should put that A in there. And it's like, oh, you want to do RREF for matrix A. I'm like, yes, I do. And boom, it spits out the answer to me. Now, what that is, this is a row-reduced echelon form matrix. And how I kind of interpret that, okay, is, so actually, I kind of had to do step 3, and I had to go second matrix again, and I had to choose, in this case, the A line. I only had one matrix in there, so the first one was highlighted. You might have 4 or 5 in there, and you might have to toggle down and choose B or choose C, whatever you're working on. Well, the answer that popped out says 1, 0, 0, 3, and then 0, 1, 0, negative 4, and then 0, 0, 1, 5. Well, what this means is this top row, this basically says that x equals 3. The second row says that y equals negative 4. And the third row says that z equals 5. So those are my 3 answers. 3 for x, y is negative 4, and z is 5. So if I kind of clear all this stuff out, and I click on the solutions, it would show me kind of those are the actual answers. I'm not going to pick any with decimal answers, so if you do something weird and get decimals, you did it wrong, all right? Or I picked a bad problem. So let's go to another one. Let's go to another example here, example 2. And I want to show you because some weird stuff kind of comes up on this one, all right? So I go to step 1, and step 1 is we got to draw our matrix out. Now I have to be sure, again, I have 1, 2, 3 rows, all right, and I have X, Y, Z's, and numbers. So this is a 3x4 again, so I want to change that. But pay really close attention right here in the beginning. Because when I look at my first row, there's no X there, right? So I actually have 0 X's. So I have to put a 0 there. I can't just copy down the 4. I have 0 X's. I have 4 Y's. I have 1 Z. And I have a negative 20. Next row, I have 3 X's, negative 3 Y's, positive 3 Z's, positive 3, a lot of 3's in that row, is my constant. Then I have negative 3, negative 1, negative 5, and then 21. So there's my matrix. The whole reason why I did this one is I wanted to show you, you could have zeros in there if you're missing letters, all right? So make sure the order is appropriate. So now we got to follow our steps. So I'm going to enter all that stuff in. So let's go back to our graphing calculator. And let's kind of quit out of this, clear out this crap. So we go to second matrix. I need to edit and put new numbers in now. I would suggest clearing out and editing the first one as opposed to entering a new one. So I'm just going to hit enter. And I'm going to go in here. The 3 looks good, enter. The 4 looks good, enter. Let's stick some new numbers in. So we had 0. I have 4, 1, negative 20. 4, 1, negative 20. Again, hopefully you're finding that this is a lot faster using your actual calculator. 3, enter. Negative 3, enter. 3, enter, 3, enter. Last row, negative 3, negative 1. So negative 3, negative 1. -5, and 21. All right, so I believe everything's in there. So I just did my very first matrix part. I'm going to go back and write a step on here. So step 1, what we just did was we did second matrix, and we did edit, and we put this and this in there. We set up our problem. So now we got to go and we got to do step 2, which is second matrix, and now we got to do the math, RREF, row reduced echelon form. So let's go do that now. So I'm going to go second matrix, math, RREF, boom. And actually, so see right now you have a 3, 4, all right? You don't want that in the beginning. So I gotta quit out of this. Somehow I'm still in the matrix screen. I gotta get out of that. I should have quit before. So let's go back here. Now let's go to math. Sometimes it like traps me in there. There we go. So see how this time I had, like what I was talking about is right here. I had numbers in front of there before. I had like 1, 4, and it was wanting me to do something weird inside the chart. You just want plain old RREF. Well, now it's saying, hey, which matrix do we want? And so now I'm going to go back into the matrix, and I want number 1, and it's highlighted, so I'm going to hit enter. And I like to close it with a parenthesis, but I don't think you really have to. And now I got some answers. So my answers, so I would definitely, once you edit and go through that part, you're going to want to make sure to like quit, you know, in between those spots. If you're ever in trouble, just quit out, kind of start back. But now I got to interpret my answers. So my answers are that first row, that says basically that x equals 1. You know, this is x equals 1. Y is -4, and Z is -4. Now, if you need to write this as an ordered pair, so it could be like this. If you need it as an ordered pair, you know, it's also, this is the one point that all 3 of those planes have in common. That's where they intersect at. All right, so hopefully that little video will help you out, and you can use RREF on big systems that you don't want to do by hand. See you.